home and clinic had provided some healing. But lately, the walls had seemed to close in on her, especially since every day she helped care for one of the men who'd taken part in her kidnapping. Aaron hadn't been one of the scoundrels who'd hurt her. In fact, he'd actually tried to help her escape once during that awful ordeal, and he'd paid far worse for his part than she'd ever meant him to when she shot him. An accident that shattered his left thigh bone and possibly rendered him unable to walk for the rest of his life. She still battled the churning in her middle when she thought about the effect of that one single mishap. If she'd only taken a half-second longer to focus her aim. If only Aaron hadn't dived for Rex to stop him from shooting her. She might have hit the man she'd intended to shoot, the one who'd been aiming his gun at her. God help me move forward somehow, she whispered into mountain air. After another moment relishing the breeze, she turned back to the path she'd been following. She inched her way along the ledge, circling the cliff's side as she stepped over crumbled leaves and mountain goat droppings. How wonderful to be one of the wild creatures who so easily perched on top of this precipice, with a majestic view of treetops and distant peaks spread out as far as the eye could see. Nothing but God's creation. This was a view she could take in for the rest of her life, forgetting about the town hidden below, and the man whose presence served as a constant reminder of what she so desperately wanted to leave behind. A bird twittered in the distance, pulling her from her reverie, drawing her focus back to the path. Pressing close to the cliff on her right, she took tiny steps around the curving stone. Now that she'd finally broken loose from her obligations for an afternoon, the urge to do something daring grew stronger and stronger inside her. The mountain goat trail climbed upward, through the crevice between a boulder on her left and the sheer mountain face on her right. Down onto another ledge, she stepped around a jagged stone protruding onto the path. A black hole appeared in the cliff face beside her, stopping her mid-stride. A cave? She'd seen a few caves on her journey west from Missouri, and something about their mystery beckoned to her every time. What people or animals had taken refuge within? Outlaws? Bears? Mountain lions? The opening sat low, only as high as her waist. Maybe this was only a deep indentation in the rock, not a true cave. She lifted her satchel strap over her head and bent low to peer inside. Darkness met her view, so black she couldn't see anything within. She reached out, expecting to brush cold stone. Her fingers touched only empty air. She stretched her arm farther in. Still nothing. Maybe this was a cave. The ones she'd seen before all had tall openings and shallow insides, so she could see all the way in without entering. This opening seemed more like it led to a deep, dark den. She jerked her hand back as her pulse leapt faster. It was still too early for bears to hibernate, but a mountain lion or any other manner of beast could be inside. Maybe she should move on. But her curiosity warred within her. She could at least light a match and peek inside. She wouldn't go far until she knew the place was empty. Opening the possibles bag she tended to carry with her when she went out by herself, she fumbled past the pistol, the knife fastened in its sheath, and the leather-wrapped food. Finally, her fingers brushed the long, thin matchbox. Too bad she hadn't packed a candle. She'd only brought the matches in case she needed to light a campfire. After the last time she'd ventured out for a walk and ended up kidnapped for a week, she'd never be caught unprepared again. It took a few tries.